Alright, how's everybody doing today? We are back on the Minesweeper World Record Tour stream. Gonna start with the warm-up like before. If you didn't watch the last video, then like I said before, we start with a little warm-up here. Just taking it nice and slow. Get everything, get the juices flowing. Get the viewers engaged, as I talked about with in the previous stream that we had. It's important as a streamer to not just go right off the bat, going 100% hardcore, 100 miles an hour, kind of, just all out right from the get-go. And the reason you don't want to do that is because you have to think about why people are watching you. They're watching you play games because they're not good at games. And, in most cases, of course, some people who are pretty good would still want to watch people like me just for the there's a lot of value. And so, but for most people who are never going to be making serious world record attempts at doing anything in life, you want to allow them to have like kind of a vicarious experience of the game played at its peak, and they can't enmesh themselves with high performance gameplay right off the bat. And so you need to start off slow. You need to do things like I've done in this stream, make some obvious mistakes, just to give them something to relate to, so that they can begin to enter that state of being wherein they feel like they are participating in the game in some sense, that they're able to visualize themselves in that position. And then what you do is you make a progression upwards in your performance as you go. And that's what we're going to be doing here. A little later in the stream, we will be having the actual world record attempts begin. As you can see, we're just going nice and slow here, letting everybody get acclimated to the what would we call it? I used to say hardcore. I don't say it so much anymore because it's kind of been the phrase has been co-opted by people who really don't know what they're talking about. It's a shame that we lose words like that, hardcore. But yeah, just getting people acclimated to the universe of Minesweeper. Its lore, its what would we say, the environmental conditions within the game, the frame of mind in which it is optimally played. Just getting all set up in that for the people who don't live in that state, so to speak. And we'll make a few more mistakes. Again, if you weren't here for the previous stream, then you won't know right away that mistakes are kind of like genuine mistakes are just a little bit out of the question for somebody in my position. In the last stream, we had some stream snipers who were really messing everything up. Otherwise, this world record and several world records on this would just be done and gone already. As I said, I've beaten the Minesweeper world record many times before, the so-called world record anyway, that people are touting as the world record. And at this point, it's just time to it's time to just put all of that to rest, all that arrogance that people are showing in regards to this game, in regards to their supposed records. It's just time to stop playing that game. It's time to be done. So we'll be getting into that shortly here. In the meantime, let's talk a little more about streaming. Again, really proficient gamers are not going to be watching other streamers like me, except for the other forms of value that those streamers bring to the table. And so let's talk about streaming a little bit, and really relationships in general, because streaming is a relationship. I talked about in the last stream that when the founder of Minesweeper, when he died in my arms at the playground in the 90s, there was something that I did which is really unusual for a true INTJ like myself. And what I did was I cried as he died in my arms. I cried with him, and that was to create that sort of human that human connection, that sense of empathy, and the sense that somebody in the world might be sad to have him die, hypothetically. And obviously crying isn't something that that happens to me. Being an INTJ, it's just kind of outside of the purview of my lived experience in life. But it's a good thing to do. And I would say, in regards to relationships in general, one of the best things you can do, like I was talking about, building that sense of empathy and everything, one of the best things you can do in all of your relationships is to cry. Just make it happen. And the more that you cry to the people in your life, then the better those relationships will become. And when you cry a lot, then you'll find that people will do things for you that they normally wouldn't, but should. And so that is definitely a powerful tool for making your relationship stronger and more healthy for you, and making sure that you get the respect and the treatment that you deserve in those relationships. And this could be relationships with boyfriend, girlfriend, in many of your cases that won't be relevant, but certainly parents and siblings, bosses, co-workers, employees, classmates, teachers, all that kind of stuff. And yeah, that would be that'd be probably the biggest piece of life advice in general that I could give you. It can be hard to just cry on command, especially if you are an INTJ like me, which you probably aren't. But if you are somebody who isn't very emotionally on a hair trigger, you can take acting classes. You can do all kinds of stuff like that. One thing that I find helpful is to just imagine something really, really sad and terrible and heartbreaking that would, probably make a normal person cry. And just imagine myself being weak enough to cry about something stupid like that. And the thought of being that weak, then it allows me to get to the point where I can choose to weep tears of joy that I'm not that weak. Which is not like saying anything bad about the people who are that weak. They're not bad people for it. They're just, inferior. Not in a bad way, but just like, everybody's unique in their own ways, and some people are unique in good ways, and other people are unique in less good ways. So as you can see, anyway, in regards to the stream, we're picking up the pace here a little bit. Starting to slam some of these mines right down the gullet. I eat them on the reg. On the reg for breakfast. For brekkies. I eat mines. Yeah, I eat brekkie. I eat brekkie. You ain't gonna... You know what they say, it's the most important meal is brekkie. We'll probably do, this will probably be about our last warm-up, and then we will get to the serious attempts. I'm feeling pretty good about today. Haven't, so far, haven't had any run-ins with the stream snipers today. I did a few decoy streams just to kind of bait them out if they were going to come out. But they do have some pretty sophisticated techniques nowadays. They may be able to sniff out the bait streams and be able to tell that it wasn't a legitimate attempt. That the stream wasn't actually going out live to the world. I'm sure they have ways to detect that now. So we will see. We get into this. We are aware that there are stream snipers who have been paid off by other record holders, so-called, to stop me from succeeding at this, but we will see. Like I've said before, it is fun to me. It's a fun challenge to try to outsmart both the game and the stream snipers at the same time. It's just really the next level. After you've completely mastered Minesweeper Expert, you start to run out of places to go after that. There's not really, apart from like the secret difficulty levels embedded in the game, which not really, I have an NDA, not really at liberty to talk about that kind of stuff. It's disclosed to me personally by the founder of Microsoft, and it's not really for anybody else's ears. But anyway, as far as things that there will be public records for, there's not really much anywhere else to go after you have expert nailed down, after you have a couple million hours into that. Then to find more difficult things, really it just comes down to who's going to start messing with you, who's going to come out of what kind of stream snipers are going to come up. And I think there will actually be I'm probably going to actually do a Kickstarter or an Indiegogo at some point to fund the creation of a new bracket or category for Minesweeper, specifically for world record 100% while dealing with stream snipers. And we're going to dominate that record too. It's just not going to be... I haven't seen anybody who can play the game remotely competently while dealing with stream snipers at the same time in the game. So we're gonna have that one in the bag too. But anyway, like I said, we're wrapping up this this warm-up session here. We'll finish up this game and then we will get right to it. Now we may have, since this is a emulated version of the game running on minesweeperonline.com, we might not, we might have other unpredictable issues. Haven't had issues thus far using this one, apart from the fact that it's online, you know, being open to attacks by stream snipers. But as far as the actual coding of the game itself, it seems pretty solid. I could do better, but it's I'd say it's pretty faithful. So let's get through here. It really, I hope you guys are having a good time right now. It really does bore me after a few games playing as slow as I'm playing right now. But again, for the sake of our relationship as streamer and viewer, I do recognize that it's important to go through this process with you. So that you can, okay, there we go. So now we are getting to the real attempts. Again, as I mentioned before, there's going to be even a progression even in this stage of it. So like this is not me going all out. I'm simulating what it would look like for a regular person who isn't very skilled to make a world record attempt, because you have to see what that looks like first before you can really appreciate what it looks like for somebody like me to really go all out on it. But very soon you will see my full skills on display. And I hope that it's not too fast once we get to that point. I will be slowing down the video like before, which will help a lot. But even so, with the frame rates that are possible with modern capture software, it may still be a challenge to keep up with what's going on. I average, I wasn't sure last time, I hadn't actually recorded, but I did some sessions at full capacity later last night after I finished the other stream, and went back into the software and counted it up, and I was averaging about 2500 APM. And when you try to convert that into something that's viewable, there just aren't enough frames to make you be able to tell what's going on. It's almost like excuse me, it's almost just like a it's like a slideshow, but like a slideshow that's like going really fast, and it's too fast for you to actually tell what's going on. And you're probably already getting a taste of that here. Like right now I'm only playing at like, you know, I'm probably playing at like the, you know, 10th percentile or so of, you know, casual Minesweeper players. And even now, a lot of you are probably having trouble keeping up with the logical steps that I'm making to get this stuff done. But that's you know, you can only do so much, and that's kind of the reason for this tapering up of the skill level that I exhibit. It's so that you can ease into this kind of gaming output that's going on right now. Now, so you can see here, we're kind of at the point where there aren't really clear logical clues for what comes next in the, like which one is a mine at this point. And I've memorized all the possible boards. Like I mentioned in the last stream, we're going to be covering a lot of the same ground. So I knew where the mines were, but even so, in cases like that, I will sometimes throw the game to avoid having accusations of people saying it's a rigged board. I've had people accuse me in tournaments of using a rigged Minesweeper board before, and I just don't care to deal with all that drama. Not into drama. So we are going to be going for a good, solid, clean board on this one. A reminder, as we do increase the speed, when it gets to the point where I'm going to have to slow the video down, the timer is not going to be correct. It is going to be distorted due to that bug that I talked about in the last stream, in which the timer in Minesweeper, when it's recorded, it will it'll fail to preserve the original time readings, and it will change to reflect the playback speed of the final video. So that's unfortunate, but that was just the limitations of the technology when Minesweeper was written. Starting to get used to the whole talking while playing Minesweeper thing. I have streamed other games before. Minesweeper is a little bit more cerebral, which is why a lot of people struggle with the game in general, because they're not smart enough to play it. But it's a little bit more taxing in terms of trying to play and speak to people at the same time, which is already something that I don't really like doing, speaking to people. Even though they, people want me to speak more because they want to hear what I have to say, but it's kind of boring. Most of the time people don't really understand what you're talking about anyway. In this case, I'm using about 17% of my mental capacity to just tone down what I'm saying, to make it palatable for general audiences. And gamers are pretty smart, which is why I don't have to tone it down so much. I can still speak with relatively unrestricted vocabulary and things like that. I can touch on deeper subjects like we're going to in this stream and others, but nothing compared to how I usually think in terms of my internal monologue. And if you guys have any suggestions for other games that you would like to see streamed, preferably free games. I'm not really a big fan of spending money on video games. I think that even though video games are, they're definitely a higher brow form of entertainment compared to things like television and the various sports balls. It's I've got a lot of important things in life. Like I had like come on. Spending money on video games is they should be paying me really to play the games, I think. And it's just a matter of it's not a matter of like being able to afford the games. It's kind of like a matter of self-respect. Like, if these people understood like who I am, and if they respected that, then they would just be like, "Hey, we would be thrilled to have you play our game." And they should be thinking about like how many people I can bring to their game by streaming it. It's really an opportunity, a huge opportunity for them that they're passing up when they don't give me their game for free. And so to respect myself, I just have to decline the idea of buying those games. So I basically at this point play Minesweeper, which is it's a little bit like it's an example of that scenario, because as I mentioned in the last stream, the inventor of Minesweeper brought me into the team developing it and showed me all the secrets of the game, and basically gave me an unlimited license to do with the game as I please in every respect, which is the type of respect that should be shown to somebody like me. Which is not like, I'm not like puffing myself up like saying, "Oh, I'm the super cool guy just because I'm so great." But it's more so a matter of it's a matter of, how would I put this? It's like I'm not arrogant, but I'm also not gonna lie about, I'm not gonna pretend that I'm not as cool as I am, because that would be disrespectful to my ancestors. And if there's one thing that I don't do, it's disrespecting my ancestors, because they had to be, they had to be, pretty on point in order to lead to the eventuality of, my birth. So I definitely have a lot of respect to them for doing what it took to help me get here. And I do appreciate their efforts, everything they did. Alright, so as we saw just then, you might not have noticed it because I just immediately get on to the next thing. But yeah, Stream Snipers, they have entered the chat, and so we are now dealing with a multiplayer PvE variant of Minesweeper that exists in these people's heads, because they are actual subhumans and they don't know how to live a life that has meaning and purpose and value. They don't respect their ancestors. If their ancestors knew that they were going to, that their progeny was going to just be low-life scum stream snipers, like you go back to their ancestor, whatever old ancient people's name was, Walter Montgomery Schniedelheimer IV. If Walter Montgomery Schniedelheimer IV knew that his progeny was going to become a stream sniper, he would have just killed himself to stop that from happening. He just said, I'm ending this right here. Nothing is worth that. So yeah, that's the kind of people we're dealing with right now. People who have just, crept and snuck through history in the gene pool into existence against the will of everyone. But that's that's what it is. And I don't have any hatred or dislike for these people. I only have pity for them and compassion for their sad, miserable, wretched state. And I hope that they find I hope that they are able to recover from their abject uselessness as human beings. But, we can only hope for that. That's ultimately up to them, what they're going to do with their life. Even though they don't know how to do anything worthwhile. And it looks like we are on a pretty good run here so far. As I said, the timer up at the top there, we have entered the stage of the stream where the timer is going to be distorted because I've had to slow it down in order to allow everybody to... Oh, there it goes. There it was again. There's the stream snipers. Because it's all they do, because all they do is stream snipe in life, they don't do anything else. Like literally 24/7, it's all they do. They don't eat, sleep, anything like that because they don't know how. They don't have those skills. They actually are very efficient and effective at even sniveling their way into very high APM situations and jumping in at just the right time to throw the game, even though it's way too fast for a normal person to keep up with, because these are not normal people or people at all. These are like, yep, that was obviously, I was trying to flag that and they went ahead and screwed that up. So yeah, we're I'm having the time of my life with this. Like I am having an absolute blast, but at the same time I recognize that it's probably frustrating for the viewers to come in expecting to see a groundbreaking, historic game of Minesweeper, where it is, to see world records happen, and not just happen once, but over and over again. And I want to be respectful to my viewers, because I have the utmost respect for my viewers. I really think I think the world of you guys, and I want you to get what you're paying for, because you are paying. You're paying attention, and attention is one of the most valuable things that you can pay. And so I want you to get what you're paying for, and you're paying attention for a world record, and you're paying attention for an exhibition of the game played at its highest level. And I don't want to just keep you guys waiting for something like that if it's not quite in the cards, just because of the whole stream sniper situation here. And normally I would, I can just it's not that I can't beat them at their own game here. It's more so that, I'm kind of tired right now, and I'm really just doing this for fun, like, not really any high pressure or anything like that. And also, realistically, they have enough to be depressed about as it is. So for me to just immediately show them up on the second stream here and prove that they're not even good at the one thing that they're good at, I don't think it would be very good for their mental health. And I think in order to be the bigger man and not have not contribute to these stream snipers, their worsening mental state, their daily worsening mental state, I think the kindest thing for me to do for them, because I care about them too, because they're, in a sense, in a very loose sense of the term, they are gamers too, and I care about all the gamers. I want all the gamers to be happy and healthy, and and to love and respect themselves. That's really what everything I'm about. Everything I do is to help the gamers to love and respect themselves. And to that end, I think the best thing for me to do today would be to stop short. We won't be commencing the attainment of the world record today. We will come back on a later stream. With plenty of come back with plenty of entertainment. The stream snipers, they can come if they want to. It's doesn't really matter. We'll get to the point of showing what's up with them. They're not going to prevent this this record from happening. Obviously, like, there's no way. I'm not going to keep playing this game forever, but I do want to give them time to feel a little good about themselves, and to hopefully, by seeing real competency and compassion from me, then they will aspire to something better and stop being the actual villain of the universe like they are being right now. So that's what we will do. We will we'll wrap up. We'll do one more good game here. Just as a send-off, just to say, hey, everybody, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for watching. Thank you for coming here to learn and expand your horizons a little bit. And you're welcome for the stream and the content. Gotten a lot of positive feedback in my life for a lot of things, and I'm sure that these streams will be no exception to that. So let's see. As you can see here, I'm pretending that I don't know where the next mine is to fake them out and make the stream snipers second guess themselves, start to doubt their own useless abilities. Do not mistake this for uncertainty on my part when things slow down a little bit. It's all part of the plan here. Let's see. I have a spider sense that one of them is about to kick something off here. They are waiting for the right moment to bring an end to this, and that's what they usually do. When you announce that you're on the last game, and the stream's going to be ending shortly, then they start paying attention, and they get ready for what they think will be a real kind of gotcha. And so they wait for the right moment to strike and try to screw everything up. But the more you kind of you duck and weave a little bit, play with them a little bit, make them think things are slowing down, make them think that you might make a mistake of your own without their input, then that can kind of throw them for a loop. It's really mental games. It's 4D chess. I learned 4D chess from Donald Trump, actually. Spent a lot of time with him learning to play 4-dimensional chess. And yep, that was, yeah, I meant to flag that one. So, but yeah, that is it. We're done for today. We're about 45 minutes. That's is in terms of like the final length for you guys. Obviously, the actual play time was different. I was playing a lot faster than that, but yeah, that is it for now. Like and subscribe. Y'all have a good one.